Young Fogalicious, had to leave my mama house and do my father business. You can't take me out to London, I'll burn all the bridges. Me and Master watching Top Boy started saying in it, I wanna make 100 mil just to say I did it. F being realistic, it's an insult to God, I'ma be different. I know the devil likes to tempt you with mad riches and bad bitches. Me, I have had visions that God be the only boast and it was mad vivid. Hey, yo. Relationship via spirit, now I hate religion. It just brings division, and it's a mental prison of thinking keeping all these rules could make your heart forgiving. That's a rigmarole, dark skin Terrence Howard on anything. I hustle and flow, you know I only talk about the things that I know. Joy.
Family, what's going on? It's your girl Ocean, your global sister, your global auntie, your global cousin, back at it again. It's been a while since I've video cameraed. Baby girl is about 10 days old. Yeah, I needed time to recuperate. As you know, when you give birth, you need time to heal. You have to be off your feet. And it's been pretty hectic. But I've been hanging in there, and it's truly been a blessing. My experience at the birthing center was amazing. I told you guys my girl had my back. She was everything that I could ever imagine. She made sure, I labored for, I didn't give birth on my due date. I gave birth, my due date was on the 24th. I gave birth on the 25th. I labored, for 13 hours, and then I went to my birthing center. I got to the birthing center around 10:30, and I ended up giving birth to baby girl around 11:51. So she was born on the 25th of January. That experience, as I told you before, when I first got pregnant with my son, the birthing experience at the hospital to me was horrific. I got epidural, so I didn't feel what it was for my body to naturally give birth to a baby. And throughout my whole pregnancy, I was very stressed, and I was in a situation that was toxic. So he came out at 36 weeks. Baby girl, she was full term. So I gave 40 weeks. And my fear was what motivated me to keep going. Like, I had in my mind that I wanted to give birth at a birthing center because I wanted to exercise my rights. I wanted to have freedom to do what it is that I chose. I wanted to have the freedom to choose how I wanted to go about things without anybody else dictating how it's to be done. The birthing center it was amazing. It was beautiful. My midwives there, they were so supportive. They allowed me to make all the decisions. I didn't give birth. I originally planned to have a water birth, meaning I would give birth in the water pool. But because everything happened so fast, I gave birth before I was admitted. When you do the admission papers and you sign somebody in and you do all of that, I was in labor, and because I did not, my whole thing was I wanted to give birth at the birthing center. My whole thing was I did not want to give birth at a hospital. That was my fear. The hospital is right across the street. It's located right across the street from the birthing center that I was in. So worst comes to worst, if I had any complications, that's where they was going to take me. Now, based on my prior experience, that's not somewhere I wanted to go. And during this time right now, 2021, with the pandemic and everything going on, I didn't want to morally, I didn't want to go to the hospital because I felt like my values and the things that I wanted wouldn't have been respected. I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I wanted to do. But also I want to lessen my chance of the exposure to COVID. I feel like in a hospital is a place where people aren't really healed. You're not healed in a hospital. I feel like a hospital is a place where more people die. And that's not somewhere I wanted to give birth at. That's just me personally. That's my personal opinion. Hospital is just not somewhere I wanted to go. So in my mind, I had this thought embedded that, off rip, I knew that once you go to a birthing center, you're giving birth naturally. They don't give you epidural. So I already knew that in my head that, I have to stick to my guns. I have to do what I said that I'm going to do. I said I want to give birth naturally. This is where I'm going to have to, own up to what it is that I'm saying that I want to do, right? So I'm at the birthing center. You can't get epidural. And when I tell you that, this experience was so beautiful in the sense that I can remember everything that took place. I can elaborate on how I felt through every stage of, if somebody were to ask me how long was I in labor with my last child, I could not answer. If you were to ask me, just like I said, I was miserable with my pregnancy, my last pregnancy. I did not get epidural up into the last 2 centimeters. I took the pain for the first 8 and I was miserable, When I gave birth to my son, I was so miserable and so much in pain that I couldn't even gravitate to him right away like I did with my daughter. And it's unfortunate, but it's such a beautiful thing how I can, differentiate how the different experiences was from my firstborn and my secondborn. My best friend, she was, you couldn't tell her nothing. She was my rock. Throughout the day when I was laboring, my son was with me. While I was having contraction, my son, my 6-year-old with my right hand, he was right there with me, keeping me calm. I'm sitting there, contractions, it was like a wave because contractions, they come and go. So I would get these crazy pains and then they would melt away. Literally like a wave coming in and out. And my little boy, he was like a soldier. He was there. He was rocking out with his mommy, making sure she was good. What a beautiful experience it was for him to be there with me. I wish, it is what it is. My best friend, though, she was like my doula. The ultimate support. She captured everything for me. She transferred me there. She made sure I got there safe. She made sure me and my baby got home back safe. I told you guys when you go to the birthing center, you have to come back within 30 hours, 24 within 30 hours for them to do the testing on your baby, hearing, on all these other things. She made sure I got there. She made sure I ate. She was there to rub my back, to calm me down, to reassure that, I can keep doing it, encourage me, make sure I was breathing right. There was times where I felt like I was gonna, contractions. I told myself I wanted to give birth naturally because I wanted to experience how powerful the human body for a woman really is. How powerful we are, how amazing our body is, structured by God to be able to do this. We can actually do this without medications. Our bodies was created to do this. And the pain was so crazy, when I was having my contractions, the closer I got to my daughter getting here, it was unbearable. I'm not even gonna hold you. It was unbearable. It was a pain that I can never imagine. And I don't have any enemies, but it's not even a pain that I would wish on a potential enemy. It was really something else. And the whole time I was thinking to myself, God, this is so painful. And I'm praying to him and I'm saying please let my baby girl come. I don't know how much more I can take of this. But when I gave birth to her, I was so proud of myself and I was so happy. I felt so empowered. Like, yes, I did that. It was crazy. She came out within 2 pushes. It took 2 pushes for her to come out. Normally they say when you they say something about you losing your mucus plug. I think the mucus plug is something that it's like a protection of your uterus when the baby comes out. I think it comes before you lose breaking your water. I did not lose my mucus plug, nor did my water break until I gave birth. Like, literally, when I felt like I had a feeling like I had to poop. And my best friend told me, she's like, yo, you're gonna have a feeling when you have to poop, and I have a feeling that's when the baby's gonna come. And I felt like I had to take a shit. I kid you not. And I was like, but it felt like I was pushing. It was baby girl. So the same time that I felt that I had the urge to push and I couldn't hold it anymore, my water broke. Poof, a big splash. It was the craziest. I will never forget it. It's something I will never forget. It was a beautiful experience. But the whole time in my mind, I'm telling you, the contractions were crazy. The whole time I was thinking, I'm about to give up. I don't know if I can take this pain. I'm about to give in. I don't know if I can take this pain. I kept telling myself, you know what my motivation was? The fear of going to that hospital across the street. And I was so excited. I wanted to see my baby that, I kept telling myself, you know what, hang in there. You got this. The best, you're about to bear the fruits of your labor, You're going to be happy. Just get it done and over with. But more so in my head, because I was this close to giving in. But what motivated me was my fear of going to the hospital. I kept telling myself, breathing in fast. And my girl's like, nah, chill out. You can't be breathing fast. Breathe slowly. Calm down. Because there was times where I felt like I stopped breathing. Breathe, Ocean, breathe. That's what she was like. Breathe. Inhale. Don't hold your breath. It was crazy. I kept telling myself, I'm not going to the hospital. I can't go to the hospital. I'm not going to the hospital. I came this far. And just like that, she came out. It was such a beautiful experience. I told you guys that I had so many fears, I told you guys last minute I had tested, not last minute, but because I thought I was allergic to certain certain antibiotics. I have a history in my medical chart. It says that I'm allergic to penicillin and Keflex, which are 2 different types of antibiotics that people use to normally cure infections, right? And so that was, I was supposed to, if everything went according to plan, I was supposed to, but because it didn't go as according to plan, I was supposed to get an allergy test done to see for sure if I was allergic to those medications, so that everybody can have clarity. Are you allergic to this or not? Because this is a type of antibiotics you need in order to kill off a certain bacteria, in order to protect you and your baby. I had tested for strep B or something. It's a bacteria that is created in the gut. And if your baby is exposed to it, it can be affected by it, and it could be fatal. It could be fatal. But they were able to find, because of I had an allergic reaction about 10-15 years ago, that's where they came to the conclusion that she had a reaction to this. We don't know if it was the actual to the medicine or the condition that she was going through, but don't give this medication to her. And so I got blisters on my feet when I took those certain medications so that I wouldn't get an infection. But allergic reaction that's fatal is your throat closing up to the point where you can't breathe. So they found an alternative medication that's an antibiotic in the same family not exactly what was on paper for me to stay away from, but something close to the family, that I was able to take with an IV in order to give birth to my baby and lessen the chances of her contracting an infection from the bacteria that was in my body and down there. So I was able to get the IVs. I didn't have any allergic reactions. So in the future, I do want to take a test and a follow-up allergy test to see if I'm actually allergic to these medications, so that I can have more clarity and stop saying I'm allergic to something if I'm not. I don't know if I am or not. But to take precautions, that was what is listed on my charts, on my medical records. But I was able to take the IV. I didn't get any allergic reactions. Baby girl came out. She's healthy. Oh my God, she's healthy. I prayed to God, And the thing about it is, I was so nervous because, I told you guys my whole motivation for everything was I was in fear of going to the hospital. She came, my son came a lot earlier than she did, 36 weeks opposed to 40 weeks. And she didn't come on her due date. And I know a due date is only an estimate, but because I had the B strep and I didn't know if I was going to be able to take the antibiotics in order to protect her, I told them, I was like, listen, they told me, your reaction was this, that. We don't think it's that fatal. We're going to try and give it to you, see what happens. I said, you know what? Whatever it takes to protect my baby girl, if I break out in a rash, give me some, if it's not anything severe, I don't care. Just give me whatever it is to protect her. I'm all in. And that's what we did. I got the IVs. Everything went good. But, if she would have stayed in there to week 41 or 42, they would have to induce me. Inducing means basically they're forcing for your baby to come out because for whatever reason. And I knew that I would have to go to the hospital to be induced. And I was like, nah, I can't have that. I'm not going. So that's why I chose to do things to speed up the process of my body's pelvis opening up for her to move more down that way. There was one day I spent the whole 2 or 3 hours just dancing around in the house. Dancing around. There was another time where I would go walking up and down the stairs. I was with my girl. I'm walking up and down the stairs, walking all around, just because they say if you move, the more movement, the more it speeds up the process of your contractions coming. And man, once I started walking up and down those stairs, I felt them contractions coming, but I was like, yo, I don't want to be induced, so I'm willing to do whatever it is to avoid going to the hospital, So, what an amazing experience. I didn't give birth in the water pool, like I told you guys, because she came so fast. Now, because she came so fast, I gave birth in my birthing room. And because I had tested B strep because I had tested positive for the B strep, I was not able to have a full lotus birth. She's so beautiful. I love her so much. I was not able to have a full lotus birth. I did keep her placenta attached to her for about an hour. And then I clamped it off because I knew that at home I have my 6-year-old son, and my girl, although she lives up the street from me, her and her husband, they have their own family. I was going to go home and I was going to be alone. I wasn't going to have the help that I needed. And with keeping the placenta, that's when you move your baby around, you got to have the placenta. You got to move the baby and the placenta around. The placenta is like a second baby for real. So you have to nurture and care for that placenta right alongside with your baby. And the placenta is connected to your baby's umbilical cord. And I just it was just, I know that I had a lot on my hands, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to, like, I had to make a choice. Am I going to care for my baby, or am I going to, not that I wasn't going to, am I going to care for my baby, or am I going to care for this placenta? After the placenta stopped pulsating, I did. I clamped it off. I let it stay on her for an hour, and I clamped it off. I was able to take my placenta home with me, and I'm going to be making another video of cleaning out my placenta and then preserving it with the herbs and stuff. Because I tested for B strep, normally people who have a healthy placenta, because I did test for the B strep, I can't say if my placenta was contaminated by that, because it had came out of my birth canal, it had come out of my vagina where that bacteria lies. Normally people who have an healthy placenta, they get it encapsulated, they can dehydrate their placentas and put it in capsules and pill forms, and this is like a vitamin that you can use for your next birth, just like a natural vitamin. People take the pills, and it helps keep them lactating, their milk supply coming in. It replenishes everything that they lost and put back in. But because I tested positive, I felt, I didn't want to take any risks, because say I did capsulate her placenta and I started taking it by milk, consuming it, if my placenta was contaminated with the bacteria that was in my body, it will be in my milk supply and my baby can get sick. So that's not a chance that I was willing to take. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the placenta, I'm going to clean it, and I'm going to preserve it with the herbs and the salts and stuff like I said I was going to. And I'm just going to dry it out and put it in a really pretty bag. I showed you guys before, I bought something to store it in. And when she gets older, I'll just show her it. It looks like it looks like a tree of life. It's so beautiful. It's just so amazing how the human body can, create this organ out of nowhere. The placenta is not something that's always in your body. It's something that grows. And this organ that grows in you it's the lifeline between you and your baby, and it's used to nurture your baby with nutrients and able to breathe. And oh my God, it's just how amazing the human body is so amazing. And so I'm gonna preserve it and dry it out, and I'm gonna save it for her, and I'm gonna educate her on it when she's old enough to learn. This is what helped mommy give you life while you were inside of me. And what an amazing experience. It's unfortunate that my child's father wasn't in the picture, or not that he wasn't in the picture, but he wasn't my emotional support, so he wasn't there for me the way that other people have their partners there. And I'm making this video to show you guys that, you guys, I made it, I did it. And it's not always about what but who my girl was my rock, and she made this experience so amazing for me. Everything's captured, I got pictures for days from crazy angles, giving birth to my placenta, giving birth to my daughter. I got stuff on video. She was all of that plus more. And it's just thank you, Yahweh, thank you, universe, thank you, ancestors, for protecting me and guiding me through this and not letting me go through this alone. What a blessing. What a blessing. I'm a mother again after 6 years. I would have never thought that the one time that I have sex in a whole entire year, that I would get pregnant and become a mother again. Like, 6 years old, my son's able to talk and communicate. I'm feeling like I'm a little bit free, If Corona wasn't took place the way it was, my son would be in school. I would be able to spread my wings a little bit. I was just ready to get back to getting on my stuff, like being able to work and not worry, and just trusting the process. You never know, God has better plans for all of us. I don't question nothing. 2020 was amazing. So for some people, 2020 was horrific. For me, it was truly a blessing. I've learned so much. It was a year definitely for me to ascend. I became the best version of myself, and now it's 2021, and I am, cutting all ties and burdens and taking all the weight off of me, all the toxicity and anything that's not serving me, any negative people. I'm removing them from my life. I'm so excited for what the next chapter is going to bring to me. I feel so happy within myself. My situation is still rocky, but at the end of the day, I'm happy within myself. And I feel like nobody can take my joy, and I'm so happy within. I'm so happy within that no miserable person around me or nothing that they got going on can affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, they're not battling with you, they're battling with themselves. So I don't take anything personally anymore. I used to be the type of person to take everything personal and just be an emotional wreck. And I just feel like I'm emotionally stable. I see past the illusions. I'm not as easily triggered. I mean, I know my worth. I love myself more than I ever loved myself. There's nothing you can tell me about me. I'm not going to let you put no narrative on me. I control my own story. I am the author. You can't tell me about me. You don't illustrate nothing. And it's just like people will try to knock you down and try to tell you, project these things on you. Oh, you're weak, you're this, you're that. No, you're not. And don't go by that. You don't let nobody project their insecurities on you. Every time somebody says something to down you or make you feel bad about themselves, they're just mirroring how they feel about themselves, beloved. And I just come such a far way. I'm like practicing alchemy. Like I'm an alchemist. I see the light in everything dark. Like I question everything, I'm not as naive. I feel so... A chapter has closed. I feel like it has officially closed, and I am so grounded now. It feels so good. Yo, I'm so ready for what 2021 has in store for me. I'm more focused than ever. I'm ready to get to the bag, get this passive income coming in. I'm trying to do what's best for my children. I'm putting myself first. I'm making myself a priority. Make yourself a priority, love. Make yourself a priority. We've been so selfish. No, we've been so selfless. Taking care of everybody around us, making sure everybody else is good. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. It's okay to put yourself first, and don't let nobody make you feel guilty for putting yourself first. Because once you start putting yourself first and you start respecting yourself, that's when other people don't got no choice but to respect you. I'm demanding my respect now, baby. And it took a lot of courage and a lot of realization that, I'm better than this. Nothing I've been through, nothing you've been through defines who you are. It defines where you're going based on the choices that you make. Nothing that happened to you, no trauma that happened to you, it does not dictate your future. That's a choice that you have to make. It does not define you. Nothing you've been through bad defines you. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. I feel like if I didn't go through any of this, I would be a lost soul. So I don't even regret anything. I'm heartbroken. I felt like I've been abandoned. I felt that I've been let down. I feel that, I'm shocked. I really am shocked that, that my energy is not reciprocated from other people. The things that I would put, the things that I would do for other people, they're not there for me. You have to be your own friend. They're just fussing. I love her so much. This is so amazing. Peanut. But nothing. Better days are coming, beloved. I love you guys so much, and I just wanted to update you guys on my experience. It was amazing. Unfortunate, but amazing. All lessons are blessings in disguise, We live and we learn, and we keep ascending. We don't let nothing bad hold us down and keep us in a dark place. Don't do that. See the positive in everything. Be willing to grow. Be willing to learn. Be willing to surrender. Revenge is not yours. Let God do what he got to do for you. The things that people do is their karma, and how you react is yours. Remember that. Remember Ocean told you that. You are stronger than you can ever imagine, and you are never alone. We are never alone. As long as you got me, you are not alone. As long as we got each other, we are not alone. Wow. I have a baby, y'all. This is crazy. Like, an actual baby. And I gave birth before, and I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Excuse my language. Stop swearing. Why? Show some class. Why are you swearing? But yeah, like, I'm starting all over, and it feels like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning everything from scratch, and it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful journey. Baby girl's hungry. I'm about to go feed her. I love you guys. Like the video, comment, subscribe, become a part of my tribe. I got so much more to share with you guys. I share and I post these videos for you to learn through my experiences, because I feel like, there's a lot of filtered stuff on social media platforms, and nobody's really blatantly honest about what it is that they go through. They want to show all the glitz and glams, and I'm showing you the good, bad, and the ugly. Thanks for taking the time out to watch my video. There's more to come. See you guys later. Blessed up.
Joy, black girl, black boy. Yeah, we got joy. And if it all comes tumbling down right now, we got joy. Black girl, black boy. Yeah, we keep joy. And if it all comes tumbling down right now, we got